Good morning, members. It is Tuesday, May the 7th. I already did a morning video this morning, but I'm trying to get the HD videos to play correctly so they're crystal clear. And I know a lot of people are having issues. They're a little fuzzy, and I'm not sure what happened a long time ago, but they've seemed to be fuzzy for a while. So, anyways, this is a test email. I'm going to quickly recap the markets as they're trading right now. So, more or less, this will replace the morning video. But if I get your feedback on how the video looks, if it's crystal clear or not. And keep in mind, you naturally may not have your player set up. I think there might be an option somewhere down along the nav bar of the video player showing you to a little gear or an option to click HD. You may have to do that in order to view it in HD. You'll have to kind of test it. Every computer is a little different. I'm not sure how this player is going to turn out, but again, I'm just going to recap the markets real quick here and see how the HD video goes. Anyways, taking a look at the US dollar index, we're having a little bounce after we found support down in this red zone. Was resistance, now support, and it's looking a little bit oversold on the short-term chart. It's coming down into short-term support, which is this little flag that started to come down. We did have a push back up. It's coming down. I think we might see it chop around here for a little bit, but overall, US dollar index has found a nice support here, has had a strong bounce, and we'll see how things kind of unfold going forward here as it kind of trades sideways and consolidates. Taking a look at precious metals real quick, here is the gold chart. Starting to see some selling pick up. You can see in the last couple days, if I just zoom in a little bit here, the last couple days we've seen selling volume pick up. We've got a ramp up in some selling spikes. We've got another selling spike, and the last couple of days have been very light volume, but the selling spikes, the volume spikes have been selling. You can see we're starting to fall here. Again, we're still in this inside candle. If you were to flip to the daily chart, this is kind of the inside candle. It could easily drop right back down to that level, the 1360 area. Doesn't mean it'll go lower, but overall gold is in a downtrend here still, and if it does break down below this point, it'll be very similar to here. If it breaks down, we could see a major leg to the downside, and that would more or less confirm that the precious metals are now in a bear market. But it will depend on how far down it goes. If we just get a pierce of this low, a lot of times you will get a pierce by only a few bucks, and then you see a sharp reversal. That would actually be more bullish in my opinion. But if we get a sharp breakdown in something strong like this, and we see another 100, 200 point drop in gold, then the bull market, in my opinion, will be over. The technicals will be bearish. Taking a look at silver real quick. Pretty much the same thing. Silver's pulling back. It's down at support, looking across. We're at this previous pivot low, another spike low here, and into this top. So it is trading down into a support zone. Volume spikes here. You can see in the last week and change, selling spikes. So there's just still distribution going on. Trend remains down. Looking at gold miners. Here's the gold miners. They're starting to break down this morning, down about 2+%. And we could easily see these things continue to wear off and make new lows. Even if gold and silver don't make new lows, I could definitely see gold miners rolling over and making new lows and really kind of putting in a bottom. I think if we get one more downdraft, I think it'll pretty much be the bottom for miners. We'll see how things unfold, but overall they could continue to make new lows even if gold and silver don't. There's a lot of fear in these things, and a lot of people are going to be unwinding their massive losing positions in them. If it makes another low, that'll be the last nail in the coffin, I think. Taking a look at bonds. Here's the bond chart. Bonds pushed down to another low this morning. This is a short-term bottoming looking pattern. Wouldn't be surprised if we see it have a pop and see the stocks actually pull back going forward this week. We'll see how this kind of plays out. Overall, it looks very bottomish to me, and I do feel as though we're going to see some strength in bonds and some weakness in stocks. Looking at crude oil. Again, we're trading up in this resistance zone. It's going to flirt around, chop around here for a bit. You can see the last time it hit these levels, it chopped around for a few trading sessions. Each time it came up there, it was a few trading sessions. So we're just starting to kick into a few trading sessions here. So it's going to see if it can break through that. If not, it's probably going to have another downdraft, probably come down to the 92, 93 area and consolidate. But overall, it's stuck in this kind of large range here, this pennant formation. It's getting into the apex, and things just start to become very volatile as they ping pong around. Looking at natural gas, natural gas is kind of trading down near the lows. Overall, it is in a little bit of a support zone. If we look at the price by volume, these blue candles are horizontal bars. You can see it's in a high volume zone here, right in the middle of it. So naturally, it's fallen down and it's finding support in all that volume. If it does break below that level, you can see here the volume drops right off. The next support zone for for natural gas will be around the 1350, right in the middle of this volume, and that creates the void. So once it starts to break down, it'll probably go into free fall mode to the 350 area, where it'll find the next level for some type of bounce, if not a bottom, for it to continue to go higher. Looking at the SP 500, we're seeing stocks trade higher this morning again. They're pushing up near overbought territory, and if we just look at the chart here, you can see we've had a big gap. We do have a gap window. Gaps tend to be filled. If you look at pretty much any gap that happens, you usually see it get filled on the SP 500. Back here we had a gap which didn't quite get filled. It became support. Naturally, the top of a gap window is support. We haven't seen that get cleared out yet. We do have a pretty strong gap right here, and it's just a matter of time likely before we see price come down, fill that, and potentially continue higher, or there might be the top and we might see things actually break down. And eventually, if we do have a big breakdown in May here, we're going to see this low really get run. We may even see this low down here get run. Price should have a multi-week 3 to 6 week correction, and it'll purge out all these pivot lows, run the stops, and get everybody extremely bearish, at which point it'll put in a bottom eventually and then likely continue higher. But overall, we are getting to a point where a significant pullback should be starting, and all these recent pivot lows will get wiped out. We'll see price drop back down below those levels. Looking at the SP 500 futures real quick, SP 500 futures you can see are trading higher. Starting to see some nice volume move in again. We're getting some more follow through today. Fear is coming out of the market. We're seeing money come out of bonds, out of the dollar, and out of precious metals, the kind of safe haven, and we're seeing money flow into equities. That's usually a sign when the market likes to put in a top, when everybody's doing the same thing and the markets are overbought with big gap below it. I think we're going to continue to see a squeeze, a pretty good short squeeze, kind of pushing higher here for the next day or two. But overall, I think we're going to see a pretty sharp snapback to at least fill this big spike in this gap window that we have. Now, at the top of this gap window, we do have about the 1600 mark. We do have a 1600 mark, so price can very easily settle down. It may not fill the gap. 16 was resistance. We blew right through it with good economic numbers. Naturally, a whole number like that will act as support. So even if it does come down to that level, we might see some type of bounce for a day or overnight trading, but then we could see it continue down, and we'll probably see the next big high volume level. If you look at the blue horizontal bars, very clear using this price by volume. Next support zone will be 1592. We got this huge void with not much volume right here, and once price starts to break below this previous low over the last couple of days, we could really see it come all the way down and have a pretty sharp correction, catching everybody who piled in on this economic news late and chasing prices higher. They're going to get slaughtered as a sharp pullback kind of takes place. Anyways, that's it for this morning, and hopefully this HD video works. Again, there might be a button at the bottom of this player for HD, or a little gear of something allowing you to change the resolution size, so you can check that out. It might play in HD right off the bat, but if I get your feedback, that'd be great. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.